What was your life like before the real world?
Basically, I've lived a very eclectic life. I've been through many different experiences, many different positives, many different negatives, some ups and downs, a whole bunch of stuff that most people haven't really even experienced individually on their own. So I speak from a guy who's come from a lot of experience, a lot of life experience. I'm 31 years old, as I mentioned. I've been around. I've had many experiences. I've had sort of threats on my life. I've had a gun pointed at my head. I've had people threaten me with knives. I've been in attempted carjackings, robberies. Um, I've seen my dad lose his parents. I'd lost my grandparents. I'd come home to sort of try and get people saved from heart attacks. Anything that you could have experienced in your life, I've probably done it. So I come from a wealth of knowledge, not just a person that's fresh out of school or university and just coming into the real world. So I come in as a much older individual compared to the average student who's in their teens, early 20s, who's trying to sort of find his place in life. I also grew up in a very different time where we didn't have access to the internet in my earlier days. It was just a few select people. You needed to go to like an internet cafe, or you needed to go and read the stuff in a library and like photocopy books. So I come from a very different age where you have to work very hard to gain the knowledge that you have. So coming to the real world and seeing how easily available some of this information is actually surprising. It's surprising that people aren't willing to not only pay that fee, but pay the fee and do all the work when they get inside. $49, even to somebody like me who's in the third world, and I have an exchange rate of 18 to 1 at the moment. Even for me, if somebody had to pay $49 times 18 every single month, I'd pay it. I wouldn't ask a question. I feel like I'm getting more than my value at the end of the month. But the thing that surprises me is we have everything that you could ever think of in terms of modern wealth creation. Any sort of sphere of influence, any sort of sphere of investing, trading, stocks, crypto, Amazon FBA, copywriting, personal finance, any realm of human endeavor that you can imagine is covered, and not only covered by normal people, covered by professionals, covered by multi-millionaires in these specific fields.
Once you joined the real world, why did you choose to do crypto out of all the other options? Is it just because of your past experience with it, or was there more to it?
Okay, prior to coming across Andrew Tate and the real world, and at the time it was Hustlers University too. Um, I think I joined during the pre-TikTok phase where he wasn't really that well known, so you had to like sort of search him out to find him. I think the time that I joined was around 12,000 students, so relatively early compared to where we are right now. Um, the reason why I chose to join the crypto campus, first of all, to be honest with you, I joined every single campus because um, I maybe didn't listen to the advice very well, but I'm at the approach where I'm smart enough to take on multiple different facets of business and sort of life at the same time. So I wanted to expose myself to every single thing because for the mere value of $49 at the time, and I think it's still $49 now, you have access to multi-millionaires in multiple disciplines across the world, across different fields, different ages, different experience levels. So why not expose yourself to many different individuals, even if you aren't specifically trying to target, let's say, copywriting, or not trying to go to Amazon FBA or one of these specific niches, but exposing yourself to copywriting and using your copywriting in your freelancing business or using it in your crypto business that you're starting is always stuff that's building on one another. So I basically joined everything. But the place that I found a home in was the crypto campus. In the personal finance section as well, there's some good stuff from Professor Arno. He does a lot of little short videos that are very informative, impactful, educational, and it's stuff that applies to almost everybody. Maybe if you come to crypto campus, you're only going to be exposed to things that are crypto related, and like if you're in that specific field where you're going to get it. But when you have somebody like Professor Arno that's just talking about life, about how you handle stress, how you handle situations, how you handle procrastination, businesses, all of these things, how you handle women, how you handle other men in sort of business deals, business situations. Um, there's too much. There's literally weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of video content amongst all the campuses, amongst all the professors. And once you're done with that, we would have revamped it already and gave you a whole new few weeks worth of video content again. Like from the time that I started, every single thing has been revamped. We have archives of the old information and the old videos, but everything's been redone. Everything's been rehashed. It's an ever evolving, ever changing sort of sphere. So we are on it every single day, all the time. Especially the professors. The professors take no days off. they work every single day, nonstop, and we do our best to support them and try and help them as far as possible. The lone wolf path will not get people where they need to be. You need to surround yourself around other people that are not only like-minded, but superior in knowledge to you and your level. That way you're always catching up with these guys, and there's no end. Sometimes people come into the campuses and they ask, okay, I've done some of the courses, what do I do next? I've learned all the courses, I've done all the material, and it always shocks me because I'm at a point where I'm in crypto for at least 5 years. I haven't learned everything, and I learn something new every single day. Every single day, something that used to be a truth changes or twists, so there's a new nuance to it. So even though I had been in the space for 2 years prior to joining, actually 1.5, maybe 2 years in terms of teaching the content, I was blown away by how little I actually knew compared to what the professors knew. So I had to make a decision. One, continue with my ventures and try and teach what I knew and have the sort of lone wolf approach, or branch out and learn from the professors and not only shadow them, but use them for mentorship and use them as a conduit to teach their content as well. Because I could easily go and make my own videos, make my own content, but who's going to want to look at my dumb face? You know what I mean? When we have Andrew Tate, who's there, who's gonna capture the initiative of the youngsters and older people. I'm in my 30s and I still listen to him on a daily basis. There's a new podcast, whether I'm working or not working, it's playing in the background. I'm trying to get something out of it. I quote some of the things he says in my real life to my colleagues at work. Some people look at me like I'm an idiot. Some people sort of shake their head and like just sort of nod and disagree because they realize if we get into a debate, this guy is going to sort of come with some facts that you didn't even hear. So I've decided to go down the path where I will be the conduit to the professors, the conduit of Andrew Tate himself, and I will be a vessel to transmit that information because me on my own, the impact that I can have is very minute compared to the impact that I might have with the real world and with Andrew Tate and his network of people and individuals.